Hey everyone, it's Chris, Kerbal Space Program, .23 Career Mode. With the new Career Mode, Squad has put in a Space Lab with this newest update, and this lab gives a bonus to experiments. It's a 15% bonus, I believe. I haven't used it yet, but I did just put it up and then I crewed it. So here's the launch of the Space Lab itself, and you'll see that I have some docking ports. It's right now it's got a probe body that's commanding it. It's a stay put Nick. It's at the very top. It looks kind of funny. It looks like a snowman's hat with the ball on top. But that's just basically to get it into orbit. Now, obviously we don't have remote tech installed yet, so I don't have to worry about transmitting and going dark and stuff like that. But I put this into orbit, and the problem was with that launch vehicle, it's not very. It likes to twist or spin around its axes, and when I was putting it into space, it actually twisted enough that it inclined the orbit a little bit. So every time I want to rendezvous with this, until I fix that, every time I want to rendezvous, then I'll have to adjust the inclination of the vessel to get a rendezvous with it. But it's not a big deal. It's, whatever. It's only off by about maybe 2 degrees or 3 degrees at the most. It's not a big deal, like I say. So here I am just rounding out the orbit and putting it into a nice equatorial orbit, although, like I said, it's not at a 0 inclination. It does have a slight inclination. But I tried to put it at about 120, 125 kilometers. I'm not sure exactly where it ended up because I recorded this quite a while ago, and I'm just putting the commentary to it now. So, like I said, this thing has 2 docking ports that are extended out in a T formation, and then it has 1 more docking port at the rear where that rocket motor is. That actually disconnects, and there's a docking port there as well. So that rocket motor will actually be discarded, and if I want to move the station, then I will connect up whatever. If I have a crew bus up there, I'll use that to push the station around. If not, I'll send up a rocket just for that and do that. But right now, that I don't really have any future plans to move it to a different orbit, and if I'm gonna go to the moon or Minmus with one, I will just do a special launch for that and just have its own out there. Now, there's only a few more experiments that I can do outside of the Kerbal atmosphere because most of them are done, except for the ones that I haven't unlocked the parts for. So those will be used here. I can use them with this, but most of the experiments I'm just bringing back instead of transmitting them anyway because of the loss in science. It's it's not a big deal now because now we can't spam science. Doing that is just pointless, so let's just bring the experiments back or use the Space Lab. So I'm going to go into the crew bus build now, and then we will launch. And as you can see, we have that available to us, and here it is right here. That's what it looks like. But we already have it up in space, and you've probably seen my other video that has it. So we are going to get a crew up there finally, and I'm going to do that with this capsule here because it only takes 1 person to run this capsule, but it has space for 3. And that didn't seat right. Okay, there we go. Alright, so what I got to do is I just got to put together a capsule that will have RCS, and it will have the ability to get to the station and back. So what I like to do is put batteries inside this ring here, and we can do that, oops, right like that. And then what I also like to do is, oops, a little bit too high on that one, and then I like to put our RCS fuel, and I use these little round tanks, and we put that inside. Alright, and then we'll put a tank on here, and we'll do, I guess we could do the Poodle engine or this one here. I guess we'll just go with this one. Alright, and what we're going to also need here is, oh, this might not work. It might not work that way. Or I could do it this way. We're going to need a heat shield, first of all. I don't know which way is which. It looks the same both ways. Well, this one comes out bottom first, right? I guess I'll just have to guess, I guess. So we'll put that on there like that. And we'll need a decoupler. That. And there we go. Also, we'll need some parachutes for this. And we'll use those right here. Get 2 of those. Would be my best guess. And we want to get a lace support container. We could probably do one of these though. We don't need anything big. It's just going. It won't be up in this. It won't be up that long. So we'll get one of those. And I don't think we're gonna need too much else. So we'll just figure out this. Go here. And we'll find out what the mass, center mass on this unit is right there. And we'll put our RCS ports, our RCS thruster blocks there. I'll put MechJeb on here just for the, actually I don't need that. I'll use the flight engineer. It's a little bit nicer. Oh, you know, yeah, that's fine. Sorry about that. Getting a little crazy up here. Alright, so that is basically what we need in order to transfer our crew. That is okay. So now we can just go to do this. Right? Right, yes. That should have enough. Let's see, we've got 29, 38. We might need to do something else here. What is my thrust to weight? 1.44. .43. Yeah, I think that'll work. We actually don't need anything this crazy to send this capsule up because it's only, it's not that, it doesn't weigh that much actually. It's just overkill, but no big deal. We'll just send it up. That's the heat shield, right? Yes. Where are you? Yep, okay. Alright. Let's change the crew out a little bit. You, Joreem, and Desming, and we will send Jonesby. And do we have everything? Alright, so let's launch this bitch. It's loud. It's by no means a small rocket at all. I like that vapor cloud effect. It's really nice. You can see that was my test for all those pink targets. Those are my tests for Kerbal attachment system. And you know what? I should have actually brought some stuff up into the space station, but I can always do another meetup. And we're just going to go ahead and get into orbit, and that'll be that. And while I am launching, I will switch back to post-commentary. And I think what's cool about .23 is the fact that they've really taken science and fine-tuned it. And I knew they would, and they had said they would. But they answered the whole spamming science by transmitting dilemma, and I think they did a good job of doing that, and hopefully you guys agree, but it's no longer a valid tactic, although using the science lab does kind of help with that, so that's, you know, a great addition. And I can't wait to try it out. I haven't tried it out yet. I just had put it up into orbit with one mission, and then probably about 6 or 7 missions later, maybe a couple videos later, it kind of translates into. Then I just crewed it, so I haven't really gotten a chance to use it yet. But I am setting up my encounter, and this encounter actually took a little bit longer than I thought, so we'll get back to that right now. Alright, so now that we've got our orbit, now we're going to change our inclination to match the plane of our station, which is somehow we got it set up a little bit low. It's got a weird inclination, but that's okay, it's not a big deal. We can do it, and we'll just change at the ascending or descending node. We'll just get it down to the same plane or very close, which is, we're getting right about to it, and let's see, went too far. I think that's going to be good enough. And what we also want to do is we want the orbits to cross, so I'm going to add a little bit to this, and let's see, we're in front, so we want to make our orbit a little bit bigger. We'll phase that way. So if we're in front, it's in back, it's going to need to catch up to us, so we'll do that. And we'll set our alarm. Fast forward a bit. And that works good because we're just about 10-second burn. 20 seconds, but I was 10 left on my counter when I came out of the alarm. And we did the inclination change and the burn at the same time, and that's just a little bit more efficient use of fuel. So let's get rid of this tank now, and we are on our orbital engine here. Activate that. We got a little bit more to burn here. Oh, alright. I'll just get rid of that, and we need to kind of go around a few times to see where our closest encounter is going to be. Just make a little bit of an adjustment to get into the same height on the orbit. It's actually a little bit far away, so it's going to cause an issue. Really? Oh, we're already past it. Okay. Ah, come on. Alright, now we have gotten close, and our encounter is actually not too bad. So what we want to do is maybe take a point just figure this out here. Okay, so what happened here is I just wasn't getting a good close encounter, a close approach, so I had to fiddle around with the maneuver nodes quite a bit. I ended up doing like 3 different burns to get it close, and I got it down to about 2.2 kilometers. And at that point I said, okay, let's go for it. And I ended up slowing down prior to, I slowed down a little bit too fast, and you'll see that. And I almost hit the station at one point, but other than that, it was okay. So we'll get back to it and get our docking going. Alright, so we have our closest encounter, and it's not that close, and we are going really fast. We're about almost 400 kilometers per second in relation to the target. And what I had thought to do was just slow us down a little bit, so we didn't ram up on this thing. And I slowed down too much too early, and then I had to reburn towards the target and then do a little bit of maneuvering, but it worked out okay. It's just that at one point I kind of was so close that we almost hit the station, going pretty quick, probably about 100 kilometers per second. It would have caused a real big problem for the space program. But we just missed. We went over it, and then we corrected and got back into a very close proximity to it. And then we started our docking run. But it was a close call, and I think there was some Kerbal pants that got a little heavy after this little near miss. But they'll live, they'll survive. They can go out and do science for their peoples. But yeah, it should be coming up shortly when we fly by this thing. We need to catch up here. I started my braking maneuver a little bit too early. Alright, so now the station is loaded. Alright, let's... Oh boy. Oh boy, that was a little close. You gotta be careful on that. That was almost a tragedy. Alright, so we are not doing too bad here. We're pretty close. And where is our docking port? Let's see, let's pick one here. Alright, so we're going to go ahead and dock up, and then we'll transfer our crew. Now, I have to EVA our crew to transfer because I do not have the Kerbal Manifest mod installed, although I probably should get it. But yeah, so we'll have to EVA our 2 crew members and get them over to the science lab via the spacewalk, which is cool. I'm sure they enjoy it better than going through hatches and stuff like that you can't see. So yeah, using Navy Fish's docking tool makes it rather simple to do, so we go ahead and dock, and there we go. Come on. Alright, excellent. We are connected. So now we just need to do our crew transfer, and it looks like I almost put this pretty good here. So let's get our Kerbals over here. And we're going to let go, turn on our thrusters, and you want to be right side up, and let's bring you down. Wrong buttons. Yes. Ooh. Alright. Good. We're boarded. Now I just need one more. And turn your pack on. You let go. Alright. Bring you down. Alright. science lab is now crewed. What can we do? If we want to, what do we want to do? Nothing really. Alright, well that is our crew, our space lab now is crewed, and we can do some work with it, and that'll be next, I guess. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, comment, let me know what your thoughts are.